what's up everyone? TJ here. We're back out in California riding Snow Summit and Bear Mountain, and I've partnered up with Snowboard Magazine to test some freestyle boards this week. Today we're checking out the Roam Agent, and in this video I'm going to go through all the tech and share my thoughts on how it feels out on snow. Let's check it out. All right, for reference, before we get into the tech, I'm 5'10", I weigh around 150 pounds, and we're riding the Roam Agent 154. And the first thing you're gonna notice about this snowboard is that it is noticeably lightweight. It's always a good thing, helping to make it a little more maneuverable, a little bit easier to move around out here. And this is gonna be a freestyle focused board on the Roam lineup, but it's also all mountain capable. It's a true twin, and it's a camber dominant snowboard, so it's pretty much full positive camber. It runs Roam's Fusion camber. Slight rocker release as you get close to the contact points to help mellow things out, make it a little bit less catchy, but overall gonna come through with that positive camber feel. So it's gonna be a little bit more energetic, a little bit more poppy, and more stable. There's a couple more things I want to highlight in the Agent. You're also going to find Roam's Bamboo Omega hot rods. So in both the nose and the tail, running from about underfoot all the way out to the tips, you're going to find a carbon fiber wrapped bamboo rod. And that's going to give the board a little more snap, more energy, and more pop, giving you the benefits of both bamboo and carbon fiber while keeping the board nice and light. You're also going to get a sintered base in this board, which is known to be a harder, faster, more durable base material. You are going to want to make sure to wax it regularly to maintain a fast, consistent glide out here, but always good to see a higher end base on these boards. So that's it for a quick tech breakdown out here. We're going to get these laps going out here at Snow Summit and check back in later to give some feedback on how it feels out on snow. Let's start off talking about the flex on the Agent. So I'd say this is a pretty solid mid flex with a torsional flex to match. So it's a pretty sturdy snowboard, and it's still pressable, but it's a board where you're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna be constantly fighting against that camber and the additives in this snowboard to get those presses going. It does have a nice balance point once you find it, but it's gonna be a little bit more work than some of the softer freestyle focused boards out there. One thing I will say that's helpful if you are the type of rider that enjoys those flat ground butter type tricks is the double kick in the nose and tail. So as you pass the contact point, you have the first kick up into the tip, and then for the last like inch and a half, it kicks up again, which I think really comes in handy for those of you that like those butter tricks where you're like spinning around on the snow or lean into the nose with the board downhill and you like have to nollie out of it. You can really try to leverage that as much as you can to get the most pop out of those nollies and the exit of those types of butter tricks without having to worry about going too vertical in that nose clipping and sending you into the snow. On the flip side though, the Agent is a very energetic snowboard and comes through with some decent pop. I'd say above average pop out of the Agent actually. So if you enjoy those more energetic, lively kind of snowboards, I think that's the kind of personality you're gonna find out of this guy. I also want to talk about the carving experience on the Agent. This board's not particularly wide. At a 154, the waist width comes in around 253 millimeters. So it's not going to be conducive to like Euro carves or carves with those more aggressive edge angles. You're going to be a lot more likely to catch your heels or your toes if you're doing that kind of stuff. But overall, it's a pretty solid all mountain exploring type of board. That mid flex, the positive camber profile, and the additives, the bamboo and carbon you're going to get in this snowboard all work together to make it very capable for that style of riding as well outside of the park. It also runs about an 8-meter side cut in a 154, so above average side cut, going to keep the board feeling comfortable even as you get it up to those higher speeds. And you're not really going to get much chatter out of the nose and tail as well. And while the Agent is capable for all mountain exploring, I think this board's going to shine the most with a more freestyle approach to your riding. And as far as park laps go, I'd say it's a little bit more jump leaning. Still going to have a pretty good feel on rails, but it's going to be more challenging and make you work a little bit harder to get presses and do those more technical type tricks. I think this is going to be better suited for working your way up to the higher levels of freestyle progression for you more experienced riders. Still maybe could be a good choice for an intermediate rider if you're looking for a more sturdy snowboard, but going to be a fun one as you start to dip into those higher impact situations and start to hit larger features where stability becomes a lot more useful. Overall, the biggest highlights in the Agent for me is the energy, the stability, and the versatility you're gonna find in this snowboard. If you're looking for something that's gonna help you get to those upper levels of freestyle progression and hold up for exploring the rest of the mountain when you're not in the park as well, I think the Agent could be a good choice to consider. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, definitely check this board out. I'm gonna have it linked down in the description below if you wanna read more about it. And if you've had a chance to ride this board, let us know what you think about it down in the comments below. You can leave any questions for me down there as well. Drop a like if you got some value. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in a new board review next time.